What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Joe. If you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing your bell to turn on your notifications to keep up to date with all kinds of bodybuilding content right here on the channel. We are back with another episode of the Natural Bodybuilding Prep Series 2026. We are now 4 weeks out of the competition, which just sounds so nuts to say. This prep has flown by. Really good week last week. Down like 2.5 pounds from my previous weight, which is awesome. I'll throw up a couple of photos here so you can see what I'm looking like. Definitely some fat still to come off in some places, but I'm really happy with how I'm looking. It's easily the leanest I've ever been. And so regardless of what happens on stage, that's a win for me. Something super interesting that we are going to be doing this week is a trial peak. So normal protocols for today, nothing's changing at all, just regular workout and cardio and steps, everything like that. But then from tomorrow, so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we are doing a carb depletion, which is going to be rough. 0 grams of carbs for the entire day. Yeah. Now there'll be some trace carbs and like some veggies and stuff like that, but no actual complex carb sources, no oats, no rice, nada. Now in another video, I will go into specifically what that entails, but for now, just know that I've got a rough couple of days coming up. And then later in the week, we'll go into a carb load. After that depletion, then suddenly fill the body up with carbs, see how it responds, see how we're looking, and essentially just trial it as if we were doing the show this week. So I'm very excited for that. Cardio and everything is staying in for those first few days, so it's likely that it's still going to be a week of fat loss, even though that's not really the specific goal of this week, but we'll just kind of have to see what happens as we go through it. Now, on to today. We are in for an arm workout, which is just the best day ever. Who doesn't love training arms? I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Gonna do some biceps and triceps. I'll probably alternate between them. I have recently been doing like all triceps, all biceps, but like it's arms. You can't really go wrong either way. And today I feel like mixing it up, so that's what I'm gonna do. And also it's my video, not yours, so I'm gonna do what I want. We're actually already in the gym, as you can probably tell. So let's get started. First exercise then, we're gonna start with a machine preacher curl. I love to start with this exercise as I find it really helps me connect with my biceps before moving on to maybe something a little bit more heavy. As we are trying to manage fatigue at this point in the prep, I'm still not going to go crazy with the volume. So everything you see today is going to be 2 sets. And for this exercise, rep-wise, we're going to aim for 10 to 15. Moving on now to our first tricep exercise of the workout. We're gonna do a cable push down with the rope attachment. What I'm thinking here is trying as hard as I can to keep my upper arms locked in place, get as much flexion in the elbow as possible at the top of the rep, and really squeeze with my triceps. Towards the end of the set, I am gonna use a little bit of body English because I just wanna burn the triceps out as much as possible. With the pushdowns out the way, it is time to move on to something a little bit heavier for the biceps. And for that, we're going to do a cable curl. I do prefer this at the moment over a free weight barbell curl, just because the tension stays on the bicep, and being this deep into prep, I'm not able to go as heavy as I would like to with the barbell curl. So this is a really nice alternative. For this exercise, rep-wise, we're gonna aim anything from 8 to 12. is now time for the second tricep exercise. And again, similar to what we did with biceps, we're going for our heavier movement second here. We're doing dumbbell skull crushers. I love this exercise. I feel the stretch so intensely at the bottom of the movement. And personally, I prefer it to doing an easy bar skull crusher because for whatever reason, it puts way less tension on my elbows and I can actually focus on my triceps. This is one of those exercises that feels totally fine and then instantly totally impossible. So rep-wise, we are going for whatever we can get here. Next up then, we've got one of my all-time favorite bicep exercises, the incline dumbbell curl. For me, the most important part of this exercise is that deep stretch right at the bottom of the rep that you really can't get with a lot of other bicep exercises. We're doing 12 to 15 reps here for 2 sets, and the burn is just like nothing else. Back to triceps then, we're going to do a machine dip. This is an exercise where you can allow yourself to go pretty heavy. You'll notice that when I'm doing this exercise, I don't have my elbows come all the way up. That's purely because I'm trying to focus more on the triceps with this exercise, and I personally find that when I allow my elbows to go past 90 degrees, my chest really just takes over. So if you want to do this exercise as a chest exercise, absolutely go for it. But for me personally, when I'm doing it to focus on the triceps, that's why the range of motion is a little bit shorter. With that down, it's time to hit our final bicep exercise of the workout, and we're going to do some dumbbell hammer curls. I love to finish with this exercise as it allows you to go nice and heavy and really finish off strong and absolutely destroy your biceps along with your forearms and your brachialis. That is going to bring us then to our final exercise of the workout. We're doing an overhead single arm tricep extension. For this exercise, you cannot go heavy. It simply will not allow you to. But the stretch and the contraction is so intense that you really don't need to go super heavy. Aim for 10 to 15 reps here and you are golden. We're going to do 2 sets, burn out the triceps, and then we're actually going to finish off after this with 1 set to failure of diamond push-ups. Oh, all right, guys, we are back from the gym. That was a great session, honestly. I had a really, really good time. Strength felt pretty decent, especially at this point of the prep at 4 weeks out. You know, things are gonna take a dip now. Over the past few episodes, that has become a bit of a theme, really. Has been noticing that my strength has taken a bit of a dip, but it's not going any further down, which is awesome. It seems that for me throughout this prep, there's been, I'd say, 2 points in the past 16 weeks where strength took a little dip and then held, and now it's taken another little dip, but it's holding again, which is exactly what we want to see. Still got a really good pump, which is awesome, especially with food being quite low. I imagine over the next couple of days that's going to be even worse with being on 0 carbs, but a very successful workout and I'm very happy. I am honestly a little nervous for this upcoming week. I'm excited, don't get me wrong, I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really curious to see how my body looks at the end of this trial peak, but I am nervous for the next 3 days. Now, in the next video, I'll go into the specific protocols, but just know that tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday, I will be having literally 0 carbs. Still training, still doing cardio, everything like I mentioned earlier in the video, but 0 carbs. And me personally, I know some people doesn't affect them that much, but I have found from doing this in the past, my brain needs carbs to function. So I do expect these next couple of days to be a little rough, and then hopefully the carb load will be a bit better. I will most likely come to you next on the first or second day of the carb load, because I just know I'm not gonna wanna film when I'm in my depletion. But we're gonna do it, we're gonna get through it, because at the end of the day, no one's forcing me to do this prep. I'm doing it because I want to and because I love bodybuilding. So, I cannot wait to see you guys when I'm doing my carb load. But until then, that is gonna do it for this video. Please, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, drop a comment below, let me know what you thought of it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to turn on your notifications, and I'll see you next time.